time for the Shop Report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. On the show today, my co-host will be, I got a special guest for y'all. Y'all going to really like this one. You all know D. Gully. He should be joining us here shortly in a minute. But we got a newcomer to the program. All right? Another patron that goes in the barbershop or goes to the same shop or barbershop as I do. A sportsologist, as I like to call him. But for the show and for the purposes of this show today, we will call him Mo Sports. Mo, what's happening, man?
Oh, man, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for having me on the show. Yes, I'm very excited about this. Let's get this going. NBA draft tonight. We got the game one of the Western Conference Finals. This is an exciting night. How you doing over there, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, Mo, but I only gave you $20, man. You laid it on a little thick right there. You need to.
Hopefully I can get 25 out of you next time.
Yeah, ain't that something? Don't spend it all in one place. If you're out there, you're out and about, and you want to give us a shout, that number to call is area code 267-687-0026. Once again, that number is area code 267-687-0026. As my esteemed co-host for today just alluded to, we are discussing the NBA draft lottery. I mean, we about not even a good hour, maybe 2 hours away. No, about an hour and a half away from the NBA draft lottery. Excuse me, let me slow down a bit. I'm so excited for this draft lottery. Now, ordinarily, and we're also going to discuss the game one of the Western Conference Finals with, of course, none other than the Golden State Warriors and the surprising Portland Trail Blazers. But again, we go back to this NBA draft lottery. Now, it's been a lot of talk and a lot of conversation. Hands down, bar none, Zion Williamson should be the number one pick. So before we get into which teams, who have what spots and who's picking, what the percentage chances are and which teams get what pick and so on and so forth, Mo, I want to ask you this. This me and you now.
All right, let's go.
Based on your estimation or in your opinion, is Zion hands down the number one pick in the NBA draft this year?
Well, I would have to say yes. I would just have to say yes. The young man, is exciting. I would just have to say yes. I think teams right now today will be ludicrous if they don't take Zion. Reddish and a couple of those guys, they can play ball. But Zion looks like he's like he used to be the star out the bunch. That's what I would say.
Okay.
The rest of the guys.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead and finish. Because sound like right now you got your shoes on the wrong feet. But go ahead, finish.
Well, yeah. Well, sometimes I can still walk in them. It might be a little difficult, but I can still walk. Yeah, but I think Zion should be. I think definitely take Zion. He's going to pack the seats. He's going to sell tickets. He's going to sell jerseys. And I think the kid's going to be a superstar. I was a little reluctant to say this at first. I had to take a look at his ability and what he does. That set shot he has, he developed that jump shot. But the rest of the bunch look like journeymen. Zion looks like a superstar.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. First of all, that's what you basing it on. You think because most people calling him a freak of nature. And I hate the comparison stuff. He gonna be the next this or he gonna be the next that. Can't he just be Zion? Let's let him be that. Number one. Number two. And I'm not taking nothing from the dude, man. I'm really not. I'm just saying, I watched him play. Okay. Now I hadn't seen him. I didn't know. I mean, I heard of him, but I hadn't seen him play. Let me put it that way. Okay. Prior to the game earlier in the season with against Gonzaga. So. Now, my son, he's more up to date with the current type of ballers today. You know what I mean? He's 17 or whatever. So he fills me in on who's who today, as opposed to, me. I'm old school, but and you supposed to be old school. You know what I'm saying, with your old food. But anyway,
I'm old school, but I'm new school.
Yeah, got you. Right. That's why you got your shoes on the wrong feet. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm sorry. Let me introduce. We got Gully on. Gully's calling in. Gully, that's you on the line?
Yes, sir. I'm here today.
Okay, well, you know Mo, you know Gully, and if y'all don't know each other, I'll introduce y'all sometime or another, maybe down at Margaritaville in the Flats. But anywho,
Yes.
my son turned me on. He said, "Dad, who you think about Zion?" I said, "I ain't really hip to him, man. I heard about him, this and that." He said, "Okay." So he started showing me some stuff. I said, "All right, he can jump out the gym or whatnot." I said, "But let me tell you something, man. And it ain't his fault that the media is building a house. They do that with all these guys nowadays, more so than they ever have before." I said, "But if you are what they say you are, even in an inkling, then you will be able to do what they say you can do, at least half of whatever it is they say you can do, right?" So Duke plays Eastern Michigan, smash Eastern Michigan. So the first time I got a chance to really see Zion was against Gonzaga. Now, at the time, I think Gonzaga was ranked whatever. They were in the top 5, I believe, and Duke was too. They might have been ranked number 1. But, I really don't get down with the rankings thing either, all like that. But anyway, I said, well, here, I get a chance to see this guy from start to finish. Now, side note, I think Cam Reddish is the better of the bunch, or the best out of the 3. Zion, R.J. Barrett, of course. I think Cam Reddish is. But again, I'm not a GM, so what do I know? But anyway, so I'm watching them play Gonzaga. And as I'm watching them play Gonzaga, I'm telling my son, I said, "See, man, I got mad love for you. But I'm seeing right now the same thing I saw in you when you be playing against your little brother and his friends. But then when I take you to play against some folks equal to or better, I don't see you. Because real talk, Gonzaga's Hachimura, if I'm saying that right, he took Zion, Barrett, and Reddish to school. Am I lying, Mo?"
No, I won't say you're telling a lie. And I
But
give
you won't
what
say I'm
you
telling
say.
the truth either, though.
Nah, because it does sound like you got your shoes on the wrong feet. Because looking at Zion, I understand that he may have a defender to have a good game against him. That's understandable. There's nothing wrong with having a good game against an opponent or a player that's dominant. But at the same time, Zion is what he is. He is what they say he is. The man can play basketball.
Okay, so
he can do nothing but develop.
Okay, I'm about to let Gully weigh in on this in a minute, but I just want to make sure we're clear. He can play basketball, quote unquote, based on that he a freak of nature, or that he a big body, he's 6'8", 250. You know what I mean? I mean, you being the fundamentalist, because you taught me some things back in the day. You know what I'm saying? We was like hippies on the corner.
I'm saying I wouldn't say that he's a freak of nature. I would say that he is definitely, and I don't like to compare basketball players to basketball players either. But if I could throw a name out there, and we already know this name has been out there already. But when I do comparison to Barkley and Zion, man, Zion can get it. Zion will go at it. And now we're in this new era of basketball players. So right now everybody's ready to ball. Everybody's ready to play. So I think he's ready. I absolutely think he's ready.
Mm-hmm. Gully, what you say, man? Because I can tell you right now, Mo, I don't know if his shoes not only on the wrong feet, but if they ain't tied up either. Go ahead, Gully. What you say?
Might be too tight.
Might be.
Hey, well, that's why I don't wear shoes with laces anymore. That way I ain't got to worry about whether they on the wrong feet or whether I tied them right. It might be a little bit on the orthopedic side, but that's neither here nor there.
Those shoes look funny. Those shoes look funny. They go on the wrong way.
Yeah, for sure.
Ain't that
all I would say is this: I think that the projected top 3, Zion, Jay Morant, R.J. Barrett, I think that this is a class where if these guys are projected top 3 like they say, I think that they all stand to do very well overall in their career. I think they got a lot of potential based on the fact of the teams and the systems and where they likely go. I'm not drinking all of Zion Williamson Kool-Aid right now because I don't know. I think that there's going to be a lot of I think there's going to be some room for growth. Like, we don't see it now because he seems like to be a man amongst boys. But where I see he lacks are the areas that in the NBA one player shouldn't lack in, and he's in for a rude awakening. Yeah, it's easy to move around and move guys aside, at your size and at your stature in college. But when everybody's 6'6" and everybody's 245 in or around where you're at, or everyone's, even if they're not that big, if they're more versatile, I think he's going to have some trouble. All that being said, though, I think that some of that hype around him is legit. I hope that he does not go to the Knicks, though, because I don't know if they'll know what to do with him. And I think I'd like him in Phoenix, shocking as that would be. I think that's the best fit for him.
You mean
Phoenix?
Yeah, I think so. You know why? Because I think the areas where he lacks, I feel like this, man. I think that if you are, I think it's good to go to a place that can help you address your deficiencies. I think Phoenix with Booker, right? Is it Booker I'm saying right?
Yeah.
The kid with with Booker, you already got one end of the floor sort of sewn up for the next few years. Zion would be helpful there. I think that'll help bring another area of versatility to his game, which is an area in terms of being able to run that floor and stretch, which is where I think he's a bit deficient at. I would like him in Phoenix. I don't like him in New York because I don't think that New York basketball, I don't think that the New York Knicks as a franchise would know what to do with him besides make him a commodity to draw seats in there and do what they've been doing with every commodity that they've had since Patrick Ewing.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah, I know you agree because both of y'all wear y'all shoes on the wrong feet. I'm not surprised by that. It's some talk though about Kevin Durant and possibly Kyrie Irving going over there. And I just heard recently, it's one of the things we're going to discuss. There might be the rumor mill is spitting out that Anthony Davis, that the Knicks, if they should they land the number one pick in this NBA draft lottery tonight, that they'd be willing to move it in order to acquire Anthony Davis. And that, of course, might be a selling point. Well, Kyrie and Durant going over to New York might be. No, Anthony Davis going to New York would be, the thing that kind of seals the deal for Kyrie and Kevin Durant. What you say to that, Mo?
Well, I say if Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving go over to the Knicks and Anthony Davis goes over there, oh, man, I'll probably stop watching the NBA because I'm tired of I think that it'd be a good deal. So was Zion would be in New York as well, huh?
Yeah, Zion. No.
Zion would probably go to the Pelicans for that pick.
Right. If the Knicks get the number one pick, then they would trade that or do some kind of deal with the Pelicans, of course, to get Anthony Davis.
Wow. So that means Zion. So Zion going over to the Pelicans, he won't look too good over in the Pelicans organization over there. So yeah. I don't know. I like to see Zion. I like to see Zion wind up in New York, and I like to see Kyrie go over with LA, back over there with LeBron, and I like to see Kevin Durant stay with the Golden State Warriors. That's what I would like to see. That's what I would like to see because I'm a LeBron lover. I love LeBron, so I would love to see him get another ring. I would love to see him get another ring. Get another ring, LeBron James. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm here for.
Unless you're talking about a scenario where either of Draymond, Clay, or Steph leave Golden State, that's the standard bearer.
Hold on.
They're going to continue to be a favorite. Go ahead.
Hold that thought because we got another caller coming through. Hold on. Let's see who we got here. Caller, you are on the air or on the line. State your name, state your location, state your business. Who are you and where are you calling from?
I'm the beef from the East. I am not Jesse James, but Joey James.
Oh, this is Double J. Double J, what's happening, man? Yeah, I sent you and Brother Rich, I sent you all a text the other day. Just let me introduce you to everybody. Of course, you know D. Gully, but I got my man. Me and this guy, Mo Sports is what I call him. He goes to the same barbershop I go to, and we've been going there for about 20-some-odd years. You know what I mean? He wear his shoes on backwards. I wear my pants on backwards. So, you know what I mean? It's what we do. When you turn 50, this is what happens. You know what I'm saying? Stuff ain't what it used to be. So now that I got the introductions out the way, If you've been listening to the show, of course, we talking, Zion, NBA draft lottery, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah, where was I at, Gully? What was my last thought? You don't know?
Your last thought was about the fact that if Anthony Davis and Kyrie and Garnett,
Garnett,
Durant
gotcha.
go over to New York.
Yeah. As far as, you say that Zion would just be a seat filler or whatever it is. They talking about getting Kyrie, and if they get Kyrie, Kevin Durant, man, and throw Anthony Davis in the mix, because from my understanding, they done said, hey, the Knicks done said we'll give whatever, whenever, however. Double J, you want to weigh in on that too?
Well, yeah, the interesting, a lot of that discussion is going to be determined really by what happens very shortly. I think once the draft lottery order is done and dusted, and hopefully that little segment that got leaked out a few hours ago now with a potential order, which, that could do some damage. But once that's set, it's going to really allow teams to strategize, because, of course, the players have their own agendas these days. It's unlike, anything we've seen, in over the last 20 plus years, because again, just the philosophy and the mindset of athletes were very different, pre LeBron James. But most importantly, if everything that you guys are saying were to take place, it completely, I think, eliminates what Zion's potential could be in a year one situation.
You're saying if he was to go to maybe to New Orleans?
Correct, because at that point, you just have Anthony Davis. He is not going to put up better numbers than Anthony Davis, and unfortunately, at that point, that's your measuring stick.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Well, you and Mo, y'all on the same page. I see all of y'all really on the same page with that. And then here's what I wanted to say actually. If let's say Zion, just play the scenario. Let's say Zion ends up in New Orleans. Doesn't he theoretically and what's the guy? Julius Randle. Aren't they basically one and the same type players? Mo?
Yes. Well, yeah, but Zion, and that's the thing. Zion, and we thought Julius Randle was a beast, and he is a beast. But Zion they are the two of the same players, but Zion is a step. He's just ready, man. The dude's he's just ready to get in there and play some ball, work on his jump shot, get a mid-range jump shot, and I think he's ready. But they're two of the same players, so that means that they probably have to ship him out of there.
Yeah, see, at the end of the day, I heard what all y'all done said, and ain't nobody really he said a lot, but ain't nobody really said nothing. You know what I mean? Ain't none of y'all really said nothing. All y'all wearing y'all shoes on the wrong feet. Well, let me say this, too, though. There's been some conversation, well, particularly here in Cleveland, in the shop, Mo. Everybody want the Cavs to get the number one pick. And speaking of where everybody would fall, the Knicks, the Cavs, and the Suns all have a 14% chance of landing that number one pick. So who goes number one overall, basically? And to which team do you think? You think Zion goes number one? Is that what you all is telling me?
I think so.
Double J?
The only exception, the only way that doesn't happen, I believe, is if Phoenix were to go first.
Okay. What about you, Gully?
And again, just because of Ayton.
Yeah,
got you.
Zion's going number one.
Okay. So here's my next question then. Is there a team bold enough to take Ja Morant? Before anybody answers, because I'll pick one, let me say this. Let me back up a little bit. After watching that Gonzaga game, and then, of course, on the Facebook thread ad nauseum, and I don't knock the guy. He could be what everybody say going to be good for him. And the reason why I asked the question, is anybody bold enough to take Morant? Because when I watch Ja Morant play, and I watch Zion play, I say this. If you turn the TV on 15 times, I know that's a big number for most folks that might be out there listening. Oh, and by the way, if you want to call, that number is area code 267. What did I say it was? Yeah, 687-0026. If you turn the TV on 15 times with Ja Morant, he done did 15 different things. You done seen 15 different things. I'm not going to lie, man. And I'm glad I'm not a GM because if I was, then I'd probably be messed it up too.
Your team probably go 0-82.
Right, got you. It's not your turn, Mo. It's just not your turn. You know what I'm saying? You're out of turn, man. You're a habitual line crosser, man. What you doing right now?
Okay, GM.
If I see when I all the stuff I done seen on Zion and in watching that game, they seem to be all dunks. Can we agree on that? I mean, if I'm lying, somebody tell me I'm lying. Anybody.
Right. A lot of what you see from him is the again, that's the attraction. Where's the basketball player? Where's the stuff, the boring stuff that makes him more like Jokic, which makes him more of a formidable force for an NBA roster versus a ticket seller? I think he has it in him. Okay. But that's what I see, and that's what gives me pause, and that's why I don't care what scenario you bring him, unless you talk about a scenario where you talk about Kevin Durant and Kyrie going to New York. If you're trying to build a team, build a franchise around Zion based on what you see, that franchise is going to just be a ticket seller.
Got you. So again, now that's all I'm really driving at. It's not again against him. I'm just saying, can we look at both sides of the coin? Because, Mo, you know just like I do, when we talk about complete players, shucks, we ain't even got to say complete players. Let's go back to the 15-time scenario. What, if you had a checklist, Mo, what does Ja Morant not do?
Well, Ja Morant does it all. I will give you that. He does it all, but he just doesn't. And to answer your question, you did see a lot of dunks, and like Gully said, that's just a highlight reel. But the guy does a lot of little things. He's on the floor. He's jumping for rebounds. He's all over. He's playing defense. A lot of times you'll see college players willing to play defense, wanting to play defense. He on both ends of the court. He ain't lazy. He's moving around. But Ja Morant, yeah, he's a slasher. He gets to the basket. He has a jump shot. He's decent. But still, when you look at Zion, when you look at the body of work, the things that he can do, and developing and getting better, I just see the ceiling is I don't see this guy. I just see him just really maximizing and really having a good NBA career. The other two guys, yeah, they good. They are good, but they're not Zion. They're not Zion. We just have to say that. So,
okay, they not
with
Zion.
you being the GM, huh?
Okay. No, me being the GM, what? Go ahead, get one in.
No, I'm just saying, with you being the GM of whatever team you're gonna have, and you having questions about Zion, you're not gonna have a good season. You're not gonna have a good season with what you're thinking about. Zion is the number one pick. You build from that, you go from there. That's it.
Okay, so then let me say it to you this way. I'm gonna go back to that Gonzaga game. You're right. Any player can have a bad game, but if you are as advertised, the other guy on the other side should not play so much better than you that you basically were overshadowed. And I'm not saying he did in that game, but again, Hachimura, he gave Zion, Barrett, and Cam Reddish, who I think is the best of the three, that's me, all the business. You understand? In that particular game. So at the end of the day, you can't. You might not win the game, and you might have a bad game. But in all them other categories, because, see, people done got in their mind, man, that scoring is the end-all, be-all to gauge what a player is or ain't going to be. That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Now tell me I'm lying. Somebody. Okay, that's what I thought. Again, I'm not knocking the dude. I'm saying to you. As a matter of fact, let me pose this question to all three of you all. Whose game, Ja Morant or Zion, is more diverse right now? Mo, give me a name.
Ja Morant.
Double J, whose game is more diverse right now?
Yeah, I'm going to go Morant as well.
Gully, whose game right now is more diverse?
You should already know by now. I don't answer obvious questions.
Okay, so in other words,
Thank you.
what's already understood need not be explained?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Therefore, conceivably, a team could actually take him number one.
But why do that?
Now see, now you're going into a whole nother realm. Got you, Mo. Why not? Like
Why
Double
do
J,
that?
the scenario Double J pointed out. Depending on your, so is it a need thing, or is it best available, or does that philosophy only apply to the NFL? Mo,
That only applies to the NFL. It's with John Morant. I'm not taking him first. I'm just not taking him first. I'm taking Zion first. Zion seems to be more dominant.
Hold that thought, Mo. Sorry about that. I just noticed here we got another caller on the line, but you can finish that thought. Let me get this caller in here.
Get the call in. Let's see what the call has to say. Zion is a more dominant player right now. He's but all the players seem to be hungry, but he's hungry. He's ready to show. And here's another thing about Zion. Here's another thing about Zion.
Hold on. Can you hold on? Can I announce the caller, please, first, and then you can finish your thought? Slow down there, Kimo.
Come on,
Sabe.
man. You know, as you being the GM, you already don't want to pick Zion, so we know you're going to blow that. So go ahead. You blow everything else. Go ahead. Get this in.
I really don't want Zion either.
Okay,
I really don't want Zion either.
Hold on. Who's this? Who are you, and where you calling from? Please tell me your location and who your name is. What your name be?
Okay, let me ask one question real quick. Is he going to play? We're going to go to Cavs and play the 4-3.
Well, hold on. Is this Doty?
Right. Who's going to play the 4-3?
What's up, man?
What's up, homie?
What's happening?
What's going on?
What's happening? Hold on. So first, hold on. Let me answer you. Let me break your question down. Okay. Yes, there is some talk with the Cavs having the just like the Knicks and the Suns. They got a 14% chance of getting Zion too. And there's been some talk about what would happen if the Cavs get the number one pick. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So if he come here, me personally, I don't know if one correlate with the other. I don't think that I don't see Kevin Love. I see Kevin Love and Colin Sexton. And I don't know. I see somebody in the package getting out of here.
Well, definitely. I'm why I see Colin Sexton getting out of here if they're going for that. If they're going for that boy from Murray State, that's the only why I see him getting up out of here.
Okay, yeah, John Morant.
I see Kevin Love getting up out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, I see Kevin Love getting up out of here. He out of here. But we got the four. We got four. I can see Love, but we need a 3 and we need a 2. We need a 3 that's gonna be able to shoot that ball and make those shots. We're gonna have a rebounder up in there. Zion is a ticket seller. That's what he about to be. He about to be another what you call that? Johnny Manziel.
Oh no, I don't. Hold on. We got somebody.
Ticket seller.
Hold on, we got somebody in the chat chatting with us too. My man, the BS3 Ben Sutter with BS3 Sports and Music up there. I don't know if you all from Philly or New York, but either way, I love the BS3. Y'all need to check them out. They say that Morant right now, and then two that both Zion and Morant are explosive dunkers. But he says, but Zion has more upside. So he said that Zion is going number one.
Yeah, he probably. It's gonna be a debate between him and the Murray State dude number one. Them two, one of them two gonna go number one.
Hey!
One of them two gonna go number one.
Oh, you think so?
Huh?
Yeah, so you think one of them two gonna go number? I think so too. I don't know, man. I didn't eat no fast food this week, man, and my gut is telling me that somebody, depending on who get it. I'm gonna lay this scenario out for y'all. I believe if the Cavs get that pick, and I'm jumping out the plane, I'm jumping out of the plane at 50,000 feet with no parachute. I believe they take Ja Morant. That's what I believe.
You think so? Dan Gilbert want to sell tickets.
Well, yeah.
No, Dan Gilbert wants to sell tickets. He's definitely taking Zion. I mean, I won't have to say definitely. But let me
hold on, one at a time. Go ahead. That's Mo. Go ahead, one at a time.
let me throw this out there. Let me just throw this out there. Let's throw Boston into the mix. Let's throw Boston into the mix and Jason Tatum.
Hold it. Why are we throwing Boston?
Yeah.
Why are we throwing Boston into the mix? Because you drink you eat Lucky Charms or something? Why Boston?
No, listen. After the Anthony Davis, if they put the Anthony Davis trade together, Boston may. The Pelicans could land Tatum. The Pelicans could land Tatum and John Morant. So what the Pelicans trying to do is get John Morant and Jason Tatum and a couple other players. They got Tobias Harris in free agency. They want to get him. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is a scenario that if the number one pick, if it goes to the Knicks, it's going to play out the way we think it's going to play out, with Zion going to the Knicks. But now, if Phoenix gets if Phoenix gets the number one pick, well, I'm saying not Phoenix. Yeah. So they trying to send.
Yeah, that's what happened when you wear your shoes on the wrong feet. Them laces a little too tight. You're cutting off your circulation at your ankles.
Hold up for me. You think New York? Yeah, they probably. I think New York trying to land them a big player, man. They got some money. They about to try to pay somebody to come up there with them.
Oh yeah, because they got ends for.
They about to try to.
Yeah, for 2 max deals, I think. But hold on, let me get.
Yeah.
The BS3 is weighing in again. He's saying that Morant could go to the Suns, number one, but Zion and Ayton could work. This is my man Ben Sutter with the BS3 Sports Show. They saying that Morant could go to. They said Ja Morant could go to the Suns, number one, but that Zion and Ayton could work.
Ayton could work.
Yeah, he said he think that Zion and Ayton could work. They could both play together on the same squad. Double J, what you say? Weigh in right quick. What you say? Hey, Dodie, I got to get other callers in, man. We appreciate you for calling, dog. Make sure you stay tuned or keep up with us, man, so we can.
I'm ready to sit back and listen. Don't click me in. I'm just gonna call you. I want to listen to your text. Don't click me in. Okay.
All right.
Got you.
And make sure it ain't too much noise in the background next time.
Who asked you? See what I'm saying? This is what I mean. Hold on, Double J. Mo, what I tell you? I'm going to tell you right now, while we got these folks listening, by the way, if you want to call in, that number again is area code 267-687-0026. Once again, that area code is 267-687-0026. Mo, I'm going to tell you right now on the air, man, like I'm telling you in the shop. Just sit in the passenger seat, man. Stop trying to drive. Stop trying to yank on the steering wheel.
I want to drive too. I want to drive a car too. Give me a car to drive.
I'll give you a short bus. Anyway, go ahead, Double J.
Gonna be in the back of
it. Go ahead, Double J. What was you saying?
Well, the only reason why I feel that the Ayton combo with Zion wouldn't be the best move for Phoenix is simply because they would be a Western Conference image of the Detroit Pistons with Drummond and Griffin. And you see how that's fared for them thus far, albeit a playoff appearance, but they might as well have stayed on the bus or not traveled at all for that matter. But again, so ultimately that's just not where the NBA is. It's not the today. It doesn't fit the today BA narrative. And therefore, it will not be effective.
All right, let's move on actually to some other NBA news. I know we could talk about the Zion and the draft lottery all day, every day, but we still got time. We might just get back to it. We might touch back on it again. In the L.A. Lakers news, Tyronn Lewis.
Yay!
Oh, save it. Tyronn Lewis out, Frank Vogel is in. Gully, I'm going to ask you, is that good or bad for the Lakers and for the league?
For the first time since Spoelstra, probably ever, I believe that we actually have a coach for a LeBron James-led team that can actually coach the entire team and will challenge LeBron James and his probable ego. I think it's really good. He was very effective with them against a LeBron James team when the Pacers take the Heat. I think he's a very good coach. I think it's a really good fit. I actually like this. It's one of the surprise moves from him. I actually like this.
Okay, yeah, we'll get back to you in a minute because I think we're going to need to check your medication. Double J, what you say?
Are you kidding? It just shows what a disaster the Lakers are at the moment. This power struggle, this tug of war.
Hold that thought. You mean it was not just disaster. The Lakers have, at this point, they have been cratered. Go ahead, continue.
Absolutely. I mean, they should lose one of their banners for this move.
Whoa.
It's gotten to the point where, we spoke a few weeks ago that the Clippers were more likely to win a title before the Lakers are. That move only further, multiplies that point times 10. It's simply because what pedigree does Frank Vogel have? He played LeBron James hard when he was with Indiana. That's what he claimed to fame. That's what he's done in his coaching career.
Yeah.
It's a trash move. He's another fall guy. LeBron will either be on another team come February, or Frank Vogel will be fired and Tyronn Lue will be coaching the team by February. You can write that in etch it in stone and put it on the pyramid.
Oh, you say take it to the bank, huh? Take that to the bank. Yeah, I got you. Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead. That's what you're here for, to tell lies.
Well, I absolutely think it's a great pickup. I think.
Thank you, Mo. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. I'm with you 100% because here's why. Because here's what I'm sick of. Here's what I'm absolutely sick of with the NBA and all you LeBron haters. LeBron is going to let this guy come on in. He's going to let him coach. He's going to do his thing. He and Jason Kidd are going to have a good relationship. But Jason Kidd is going to be able to speak to Frank Vogel, awesome things. Jason Kidd is going to be the bridge that gap between Frank Vogel and LeBron. Jason Kidd is going to be able to say LeBron. Excuse me?
Hold on.
Hey, Mo, think about this. You know, what did Jason Kidd, how did he fare when he was in Dallas as a player? How did he fare as a coach in Brooklyn?
When you know better, you do better. When you know better, you do better.
You're supposed to.
We know better now. We do better.
So hold it. That you're supposed to, because that's like saying, if you're saying when you know better, you should do better, that's like saying with age comes wisdom. No, with age should come wisdom, because we all on this panel today know some old fools. So when you know better, you do better is not necessarily a true statement. When you know better, you should do better.
Because Jason Kidd won a head coaching job again himself. So now he's going to smooth this out. He's going to understand his role with the organization. LeBron's going to understand his role with the organization. And then one other thing I want to touch base on. We're talking about the Lakers. This whole thing exploded because the Lakers in 18 games, well, LeBron was out. 18 games, I think he was out 18 games. So we're talking about 18 games of them making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. We wouldn't be having this conversation had he made the playoffs. And had they been kicked out, lost, eliminated the first round, okay. But we wouldn't be having this conversation had he not been hurt and been out 18 games. And the Lakers made the playoffs, we wouldn't be talking like this.
Hold on. That's now you're saying you're talking a lot of ifs. So let me address two things. Number one, if I'm not mistaken, and Gully, if you got a chance, maybe look this up for me, because you know my memory ain't what it used to be. But I believe the Lakers at the time. Got you. I believe the Lakers at the time where he went out were in the same spot seeding wise as they were before he got there the previous year.
Well, so what? He would have made the playoffs. How did he not get hurt? How about that?
Okay. And then again, the second part is you saying ifs. If the lady across the street had a mustache, I'm sure she'd be somebody's uncle. We don't talk about ifs on this P-rogram.
She might be your girlfriend. She might be looking good enough for you. Might be your woman.
See what I'm saying? This is why. Oh, that's funny.
You might like him because you're a bad GM. We know you're a bad GM. You already told us about being a GM. But here, seriously, the Lakers are on. I predict this. This is what I'm thinking. This is most sports thing. I think the Lakers are on their way to get another ring. I know we got this Clippers talk and how it sounds with the Clippers and all that stuff, but I really believe LeBron has sat back listen and analyze to everything that's going on. You notice he hasn't said much at all. He's just been laid back, not saying much, and he's ready to prove all you naysayers wrong. He's ready he's ready to be coached. First of all, if you want to call yourself coaching him, I mean, really, I just give him the ball and just say, everybody get ready for a good pass and watch out. If you want to call that coaching, then we call it coaching. But as far as the X's and O's, my man is on his way back. That's right.
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Guy who hold the ball, spot up shooters. Explain
They
to
do
me.
that in Houston.
Explain. That's why
You see how well it works out.
Thank you. So, ain't no excuse for you right now, the way you're talking out your mouth with your shoes tied on backwards. All I'm saying to you is, explain to me again, and this guy is NBA proven, I'll give you that. If you are what they say you are, then why is it that the cupboard always got to be full of lobsters and high-end ingredients? The best
You
chefs,
want a good meal, don't you?
Yeah, but the best chefs make something out of nothing. How come you can't work with what's already there? How come you got to always have the tables? What?
You become a cook then. A chef always use good ingredients. A chef never prepare a meal with secondary ingredients.
Okay, ho. But a chef should know how, and we ain't talking about what he prepares with. I'm saying the know-how. A chef is somebody who can do what? Like a person that go to college. The person go to college, they might get a bachelor's, but a person with a master's, they should know what a person with a bachelor's and an associate's already know. If you're the top of the line, it don't matter what ingredient. It don't matter what. Listen, you ever watch them cooking programs? I don't, but my daughter do. That's why they call it Top Chef or whatever it is. They get them. They don't know what the ingredients are. You got to make a flamboyant. You got to make a filet mignon. You understand what I'm saying? Out of eggplant.
No, Jay. I think this is the trouble. I think we're dangerously close to going down this slope here. The problem is like this. The analogy, without making an analogy, the end result of a LeBron James-led team not winning a championship sounds the same no matter what type of cast he has. When the Cavs went to the NBA Finals last season, 2018, and got swept by the Golden State Warriors, it was a team full of has-beens and scrubs. When the Cavs went to the NBA Finals in 2017 and lost 4-1 with 3 All-Stars on the team, it was LeBron James leading these guys, and they did the best that they could do against Kevin Durant and the Warriors. The problem is, for his career, no failure for apologists, no failure can ever be placed on him, even though as a player, with the amount of control he has with his destiny, with his legacy, he has an amazing amount of control with the roster that supports him, and he's always absolved of guilt when that roster fails to compete for titles.
Hold on. In other words, for all you folks that didn't graduate kindergarten, throwing rocks, then when the window get broke, he hiding his hands, courtesy of my cousin Dre the Barber. Continue. Because that's what I keep trying to tell the LeBron apologists. See what I'm saying? They got blinders on.
That's my biggest problem with the LeBron. See, we don't say, like, all right, for example, think about it like this. 10 or 11 years ago now, this whole Big Three era started with Pierce, Garnett, and Ray Allen, coming together. Now, they were not in their primes, but they were still top. They were still at least top 5 in their position.
Right. There you go.
Fact of the matter is they only won 1 NBA Finals. They only went to 2. When that team failed to meet the standards, who got blamed for that? Wasn't nobody bailing Paul Pierce out or Garnett out or Ray Allen out. Nobody was bailing Doc Rivers out. It was a collective. The same standards should apply. So the fact, and the thing about it is, what I see is, I've only seen it a few times in LeBron James' career where players step up and tell him not to do everything they got him, like Dwayne Wade when they finally, when they finally won the title,
and Mo Williams.
When they finally broke through,
Williams
and Mo Williams, when they actually told him, when they actually mandated for LeBron to let us help you the way we can, not the way you want us to. You still shine the way you always are meant to shine, and we always help the way we meant to help.
Thank you.
It really happens. That's my problem. And that's why I feel, even though we disagree, Mo, about LeBron James, that's why I feel like we are in agreement when it comes to Frank Vogel being hired, because I think he's the coach for the first time since Spoelstra, for the second time ever in his professional career, with the credentials to be able to allow LeBron to let that guy help lead the team.
Yeah. I agree with that. But when LeBron went to Miami, Dwayne Wade asked him to take over. LeBron wanted to sit back, and he wanted to play second fiddle to Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade said, listen, I need you to take over. I need you to get us there. But that organization in itself, we had Eric Spoelstra there who was willing to support LeBron in losses. If things like that, we lost, whatever the team lost, yada, yada, yada. But what happens is the media, the point is, yeah, they blame LeBron. They say LeBron, when LeBron is winning, it's all LeBron winning, but when they losing, it's the other players, fault. Yeah, I don't really get that. I just think they just keep that all stirred up.
Okay, hold. Just because it don't make sense or you don't get that or don't make sense to you don't mean it ain't true. Now, if you're going to – see, that's the thing. If you're going to say it, you can't just be this is a two-way street. That's the only issue I have with the LeBron apologists. The LeBron apologists only think that –
one way.
Exactly. Dead ends.
I'm a one-way driver. Listen, when LeBron is winning, he's winning. When he's losing, he's losing. It's the other players' fault because they need to hit the shot. They need to play their roles. They're not playing that. They're not doing their thing. They're off. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. LeBron is out there. They're supposed to follow his leadership and do what he asked them to do and not give him no problem. You got a guy.
All right, Mo, I got a question for you. Then, to that point.
Let's see.
All right. As a point guard, was Mario Chalmers known as a spot shooter?
Nothing. Yeah. Answer the question.
Yes.
Was he a reliable spot shooter? Now, I'm not saying how he ended up. I'm just saying coming out of Kentucky, right? No, Kansas, right?
Kansas, yeah.
Okay. Was he a spot shooter? Was he a guy great off a pick and roll, for the purpose of analogy, make it real clear, like a Steph Curry, like a Klay Thompson,
that's enough.
Reggie Miller.
That's good enough. You gave enough examples.
Okay.
The shot.
He could, or was he reliable coming off a screen and being a spot shooter? I disagree wholeheartedly because as a point guard, he was more so a distributor, a facilitator who did not need to score. When you make a guy a spot shooter and he fails to become what he became, fails to become what you needed him to be, which is different from what he was there for. You can't blame him for that. Think of it like this.
Hold on. Let me hold your thought. And I'm glad you said it that way because here's the deal. Let's go to the NFL. And the Browns had a bad problem with this. Trying to turn a guy who's a defensive end or defensive whatever it is into an outside linebacker. Stop taking the guy from what he do and you done took him out of his element. And then when he don't come through for you, you want to point at him like, man, and you want to throw him under the bus. And here's the killer part. No, hold on. Here's the killer part. We've seen this dude make mistakes that he will over-demonstrative against his teammates when they make the same mistakes. Like Tristan Thompson went up to him that one time. Man, how you going to try to check me about blowing a defensive assignment when I was coming to help you because you blew yours? Where's that at, Mo?
Oh, come on. Let's not nitpick over when you're experiencing greatness.
Oh, yeah, now it's nitpicking.
Let's not nitpick over greatness.
Yeah, got you. Yeah, greatness. Got you. Greatness.
Let's not nitpick over greatness. If you can't hit that shot, if I need to transition you into a player that I think you need to be to help me to get these championship rings, and you can't do that, then you need to be gone.
You don't make no great players. Don't make great players. Don't make other great.
Listen, okay.
Hold on. Great players should not make other guys one-dimensional. When it's on record, they were doing other things. Maybe not 10 other things, but they came to you. Before they got to you, they would at least do 3 things, if not 4 or 5. And then they now become one-dimensional? That ain't no good thing. Go ahead, Gully.
Let's go back to NFL. Let's go back to the NFL real quick, and I'll give it to you, Gully. Let's just say you got a tight end come out. You got a guy come out of college, tight end, big guy come out of college. he ain't used to blocking. He just used to catching the ball, going up the field. He get to the pros, and the NFL says, no, buddy, we need you to block.
No. That's a bad example. I'm saying, what if you got a tight end coming out of college that could pass, catch, block, and do all the other stuff, and you tell him, no, we need you to get the Gatorade. That's the example.
He need to get the Gatorade.
Yeah,
he needs to get the Gatorade.
Gully, finish your thoughts.
My point is that's why it was remarkable that Kevin Love and Chris Bosh, who had the same whose statements about their time playing with LeBron, spending 4 years exactly the same amount of time, talked about how challenging it was to transition their game. They were superstars, and they were.
Go ahead. No, finish, because you just made me think of something else.
They were superstars, and they went through the difficulty of having to adjust where their body of work suggests that they shouldn't have to adjust. I don't think playing with LeBron James, I don't think if they had went to, I don't know, San Antonio, or they went to another squad with another player, they would have to adjust the way that they did. And credit them for being able to survive that adjustment. I'm saying everybody's not built to change their whole game just to play with a guy for the sake of winning. I know that if what I'm saying is right to be versatile and then confine yourself. You know, usually we challenge people to grow.
Thank you.
To become something different.
But we telling people to grow. It doesn't mean that you have to grow. You may have to grow in an unfamiliar area. You may have to get used to something that I need you to grow in. You may have to do something different as far as growth. Growth could be growth.
But it's not subtraction by addition. It's not subtraction by addition. That don't help you. If anything, why would you?
If I need you to develop this part of your game, I'm not telling you not to play your game, not to have your game, but I need you to develop this part of your game. And then when you want to,
that's exactly my point, Mo. That's exactly my point.
Thank you.
Mo.
That is the point.
You're not saying you're not telling me not to develop my game, but that's in effect that's what happened with a guy like Chalmers, for example. He was challenged to change what he needed to do, and he's not a shooter.
Hold on.
At getting the ball. Listen, my biggest problem with LeBron James is. Go ahead.
No, I hear what Mo is saying. Double J, we're gonna let you weigh in too. You still with us? Maybe not. Double J
jumped out.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna let you weigh in a second. I hear what Mo is saying. In other words, I say that I had the same argument about free throws. How you get to that level and you don't have that. So yeah, that's something you got to get. So I'm not adding more to your repertoire. For all y'all out there that don't have speaking spell, adding more to your repertoire is definitely a good thing. But here's the deal. If I'm good at this, that, and this, and I come to you, don't take two of them things I'm already good at, or all three, and now you're going to make me do something I ain't done before. I'm not good at all.
I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to be ready. I'm asking you to be ready to keep your repertoire, keep your work bag with you. But I'm asking you to be ready. I'm asking you to develop this about yourself because I see that this will work out. If you do this about your game, because no one has told you this. See, first of all, LeBron is the type of player, hey, man, I'm going to let you know how it is. I think if you work on this right here, this will help you out. It'll help me out as well. I get what you're trying to say. I get the point what you're trying to make as far as the blame and him changing the game. But I'm going to say one thing, and we won't harp on this too long. But it was in the old days when basketball was really basketball, there was a guy that was so difficult to play with. He was so difficult to play with. He was hell in practice. He was in practice like there were games. So this guy was so difficult to play with. You guys know that guy was in Chicago. Very difficult to play with. Very difficult.
But wait a minute.
No. That.
Hold on. See, now I see. Don't misconstrue.
Yeah, I know that Elton Brand was difficult to play with in college in Chicago. Yeah, right. We all know about that, about Elton Brand.
Yeah, right.
I like that. That. We'll call him Elton Brand from here on out. I like that.
Okay, yeah, got you. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Don't misconstrue what that whole idea of being difficult to play with. It's one thing when I see you don't want it. You put it like this. You say you hate losing, but you ain't doing nothing about it. That's what made him difficult to play with because he was a motivator. almost to the same level as like my man Jarvis Landry, for instance, when everybody seen the Browns in Hard Knocks. He came in, man, what is y'all doing sitting around? That's different than, hey man, no, I need you to learn how to be a shooter. But I ain't no 3-point shooter. Okay, I can try to add it, but I need you to hurry up and do it right now in 10 minutes. Double J, we're gonna give you the last word on this so we can move on. Go ahead, what you got to say? You've been patient long enough.
Well, that's just it. Basically, what everybody's the case they're trying to make is simply, it was, these players couldn't fit LeBron's system, rather than if you're so darn good, referring to the superstar, then you make, just like you used that chef example a little earlier, you're going to be able to use those ingredients that you have and max out their capabilities.
That's what I say.
So he found success in Miami despite the fact that Chalmers wasn't his ideal point guard. If you all can dig back to when that same season that he left Miami, he was looking forward to ideally a Kemba Walker, I believe, or Shabazz Napier, that type of player, because it fit his system better.
And let me say this. Hold on, let me say this right quick too. Whatever Chris Bosh said about him, he ain't the only one. See, if it's one person to say something about the situation, you could probably treat him or play him like the little boy who cried wolf the third time. Man, get out of here. Ain't nobody paying. Or Tim Donaghy, like the NBA tried to do him. You just a disgruntled. Or like the MLB, Major League Baseball, tried to do Jose Canseco. He just mad. But when multiple people start saying it, Mo, you done live life too long now. Everybody can't be lying. Come on, man.
I don't care if everybody ain't lying. The point is this. Stop being the haters that you are. Get on the train and win these rings. I bet Chris Bosh should be saying thank you. Well, how about that? He should be saying thank you. I got a ring. I got 2 rings because of you. I have 2 rings because of LeBron James. Period. I don't understand that.
This ain't. We not knocking Bosh. I'm pretty sure Bosh did thank him. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a Toronto Raptor. But anyway, yeah, Double J. What'd you say, Mo? Don't start nothing with me right now, okay?
I ain't said nothing. I'm just a little concerned about you and that auntie with the mustache that you like.
Anyway, the number to call if you're out there, you're out and about, you want to give us a shout. That number to call is area code 267-687-0026. Again, 267-687-0026. Okay, Kevin Durant is out.
Tell your auntie to call in.
Kevin.
Call in, auntie. We know you won't. Call in.
Kevin Durant is out for Game 1 of this Western Conference Final. That also, right behind this NBA Draft Lottery starts tonight. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Blazers and the Warriors. Let me ask this question, and Double J, I'll start with you. Can the Blazers do what the Rockets failed to, especially with Kevin Durant being out? Because, I mean, my gosh, in that game, the closeout game, I mean, Curry didn't have no points in the first half, 3 fouls, no Durant, no Jason Richardson, no Chris Webber, no nothing, and the Rockets were tied, I think, going in the half. They still couldn't get it done. So what say you? Can the Blazers do it? Can they even win the series, maybe?
They can't. And it's unfortunate. I think, a point that was brought up to me a little earlier is when you looked at their season series, even dating back into last year, it was pretty much 500. It was,
they who?
Additionally, the absence of Nurkic is going to be a bigger absence than Durant. Because, again, just like we said about LeBron, about catering to his system, and if you are a superstar, you should be able to play with anyone. You look at someone like Clay and Curry, they will not be impacted by the absence of Durant because they've done this before. They know, okay, now a little bit more weight is put on our shoulders, correct, but this is not our first rodeo. We know how to operate our system with or without him. And so it is not just a next man up philosophy. It is they are going to be more aggressive and dominant than, unfortunately, CJ and Dame. Then they're going to get their points. Don't get me wrong. It will be closer games than maybe people are anticipating. but unfortunately, they don't have the depth that Golden State does in the key positions, let alone just starting with their starting five.
What about you, Mo? What you think?
I agree with him 100%, Double J. You right on. You need to be the host because you're right on with that because I think that you'll be a great GM, Double J. You need to really, really consider being a GM of the radio talk show. And I think what you're saying is great. I think Golden State now, they're saying, hey, let's show them that we don't need Durant. Let's show them that we did Durant a favor by coming over here and getting him a championship, even though he's the number one player, number one hat. Well, not really number one. LeBron's still number one to me, but
oh man, make up my mind. My gosh,
I think they're going. I think they're going to prove. They want to prove themselves to show, and then they want to prove themselves to show that they can win without Durant. And then I think if they do win it all, it'd be great to see Durant go back there. I would love to see Durant go back to Golden State.
You mean OKC?
No. They're talking about Durant leaving Golden State.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, so if they win the championship, it's kind of hard for them to leave without him. I mean, you know what I mean? I would like to see Durant stay there. I'd like to see that team stay together for another 2 years or so because I have a hidden agenda because I would like to see LeBron beat them.
Lord.
Yeah, Lord.
Yeah.
That's my hidden agenda.
Yeah, that's his hidden agenda. He want. Well, I ain't gonna. You know what, fellas? I ain't gonna lie to you because I secretly at times I can't wait for the Miami Hurricanes to get back to some sort of semblance, so that they can play Ohio State. That's my dream scenario: play Ohio State again in the championship. Now I know Maurice ain't no Maurice Claret, but yeah, I want to see that. So I'm with him on that one right there. Gully, I'm gonna ask you: is it time? Seeing how we talking about the Rockets and the Warriors and what happened, the epic failure yet again, is it time to close the book on these current Rockets as we know them, and in particular Harden and CP3?
If they're going to continue to play ball the way they play ball, we already see where it gets you. You already see it. It's a large.
You talking about style of play?
Yes, because that's the limit of it. Like
Mo,
all that
hold
talent,
on.
the style of play is what kills them.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you finish your thought. Mo, did you hear that? What he said? Style of play. Did you hear that?
Yes. Smooth like isolation to me.
Okay.
James Harden gets the. Huh?
Okay, hold on. Let Gully finish his thought. I wish you would put your shoes on the right feet.
Because here's what you have. You have let's start with Chris Paul, a scoring facilitator point guard that's actually a tenacious defender when he gives a damn. Excuse my French.
Yeah,
James Harden,
but Father Time is undefeated.
Top tier scorer. Right,
Father Time is undefeated.
A top tier scorer. A top tier scorer who, when motivated enough, can also has evidence by playing free safety the way LeBron James can play free safety, if you will, on the basketball court by blocking lanes. Who's also a tenacious defender. You also have a solid, decent scorers. And most importantly, when I say most importantly, because I liken this to the Bulls with Rodman, you have Capella, who gives you valuable second chance offensive possessions by being a great ball hawk. That is invaluable for a team that shoots the three the way they shoot the three. They have all the ingredients for a team that's just a five, but their style of play limits them.
Yeah, but the Rockets, they need to, speaking of Capella, the Rockets need to figure out a way, get him in some big man camps or something, whatever it is. He needs to do more than just clean up their 3-point misses. I'm tired of these dudes.
Well, I don't know how many balls you have left. You get what I'm saying? Listen, hold on. It's like Tristan Thompson. It's like Tristan Thompson with the Cavs.
No.
Look, basketball.
It's not.
You need an agitator. How you figure?
No, listen. It's since when did basketball change? It's always been 5-on-5. I'm not saying he got to be no Hakeem, no Dream, no Ewing, but I mean, my gosh. So you telling me now it's been the same ball, a hoop on one end, a hoop on the other, 94 feet, an out of bounds line, a sideline, underneath. I mean, what's changed? The players, that's it. But the dimensions, all of that, ain't nothing changed. So it's enough to go around. I don't get it.
Well, here's the problem with it. Here's the problem with Houston, and I think the situation with Houston is just as simple. It's time for them. It's time for Chris Paul to get out of there. It's just time. I mean, yeah, Chris Paul, when he was in Charlotte, he did well and that nature, but I think he's on that slope of going downhill, and it's time for him to be replaced. It's just that simple.
Oh,
Chris Paul.
You're hitting it right on the head. Chris Paul is the problem, but it's not the problem that you're thinking. Chris Paul is no longer a max player. That's the problem. They don't have any money to spend because of his specific contract. Between him and Harden, there's too much money attached. They are in cap, quote-unquote, hell right now. And until he accepts and does not go by way of Carmelo Anthony, until he accepts less money, Houston they've stunted their growth. They have peaked.
But here is one answer. Here is one saving grace that Houston does have in their favor.
And Mo, this is the last word. You got the last word. I think he can say Double J. He can raise Gully. He can say something Brother Richard would say. Go ahead.
D'Antoni has to go.
Oh wow.
Time for D'Antoni to go. It's time for D'Antoni to go, and I'll leave it there and let Gully have the last say on that.
No. You had the last say, but let me say this. So hold on. So it's time for D'Antoni to go based on what? His track record? Not making everybody else better?
Based on the fact that his rotation. Look at his rotation. Look what he had in there.
Okay, I was hoping you gave me something else.
Yeah, but the fact that his rotation, the players that he's putting in at the wrong time, his rotation is off. He can't find the right chemistry. Other than Harden and Capella and Paul, he's doing a well job. But he needs to find some chemistry. He was out-coached. He was out-coached. You got no Durant. You beat him twice. You beat him. You tied the series with a Durant. You lose the series without a Durant. Oh my God! The owner of the Rockets is furious. He's ready to fire this guy in 2 weeks. I guarantee he might fire him in the next 3 days.
Okay, well, first off, I like what you said right there. That was pretty good stuff. Second, I'm going to need you to not be backing away from the phone because you're breaking up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what are you tying your shoes again? How many times is this? We've been on for about an hour, and you still tying your shoes? Anyway, moving on.
I got Obama phone. It's the last one. They didn't cut this one off.
Okay, yeah. Okay, y'all see what Mo brings to the table, right? Mo, we're going to stay with you on this one. Are you cool? You okay with the Cavs hiring Michigan's B-line?
Well, I'll be straight up honest with you. I don't know what the man.
That's a lie.
I know he has a capability. He's capable of bringing young talent in and coaching them well. But my only problem with this whole situation is I don't like nothing Michigan, so count me out.
And why
if it ain't Ohio State?
Helen. Why you don't like Michigan?
Nothing, Michigan, nothing. I'm a Buckeye man. I do not like the Wolverines of any kind. Michigan of any kind. The only person I like from Michigan is Earl Borkins, and that's Eastern Michigan. The only guy I like.
Okay, well, hold on.
You didn't have a problem.
Gully, hold on. Double J is, if I didn't say, from Michigan too, Mo.
I'm sorry, Double J, but Buckeyes, I'm an Ohio State man. I don't care nothing about Michigan. It's me and you, Double J.
Go ahead, Gully. Double J, don't pay him no mind. Go ahead, Gully.
So, what did you do when Desmond Howard did what he did?
That's another. That's another show for another day. My gosh, you don't want to hear that.
I can tell you right now. I stopped Desmond. Who? I stopped cheering for 20. What? What? Who? Where? Huh?
Yeah. See what I'm saying? Who? You hear the hypocrisy and the biasness. See what I'm saying? See how Ohio State fans talk. Most of them anyway, because I know some legit ones. But this one right here, how they talk out both sides of their neck.
I just saw Pierre Woods the other day and asked him, wouldn't you feel better? Had you had a better career, you went right on over to Ohio State. Pierre Woods, right Ohio State, linebacker, right Ohio State, killing them. He'd have been awesome. He went to Michigan, and look what happened. Had a hard time getting to New England, had a hard time getting to the league. Had he just went to Ohio State, he'd have been mean linebacker. He'd probably be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, got you. Double J, this one is for you. That's what I said too. Whatever Mo is having, make mine's a double. What now, Double J, this is for you. What now becomes of the Sixers? Seeing how they lost. We'll talk about the shot in a minute. And should NBA teams put more effort into player development as opposed to, quote unquote, the process of tanking?
Well, I mean, the process began to have expectations. You know, patience is supposed to be synonymous with process. But unfortunately, it's what happened, you know, because of their success, it led to their demise simultaneously. They were maybe a year or two ahead of schedule, dating back to last season. At this point, unfortunately, Brett Brown will be the one who will end up at the chopping block, simply because of, you know, not fulfilling expectations despite the amount of time. He if anybody embodied the process, it was Brett Brown. He was there when they won like 3 games. But
yeah, I mean, but you know what?
This is where it comes down to bringing in somebody better. You know,
yeah.
That's where you would unfortunately have wanted a Ty Lue or a Frank Vogel, even, dare I say, to run that system.
Yeah, well, if David Black could get fired and he had a winning percentage, then anybody can get fired. And you know, it goes along with the territory nowadays. It's that microwave mentality, like the one Mo got. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't happening right now, or just because you happening right now, you the best ever. Sorry. I can't wait till I get some doggone bells and whistles uploaded on this thing. Yeah, but Gully, go ahead, weigh in on that. What you think about the Sixers?
I think that's unfortunate. I just think they ran into this should be a year of growth. Like, why is it that when a team fails to make expectations, only one team can win this year? Only one team can win each year. Why is it though a team may fail to meet expectations, do we then need to reshuffle the deck so significantly? We're talking about Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler got there in December. Okay, this is Embiid's. I don't know what year this is. I think less than 5. And Ben Simmons, right? He somehow won Rookie of the Year last year this is only his 3rd year. Let them get started. Let them grow on. Maybe next year, depending on the success or the failure of next season, then we think about a significant change. No one should be fired. No one should be moved. No one should be replaced or rethought. When after this year, you push a team who's likely to go to the NBA Finals and my dark horse team to win it to 7 games.
Okay, so you know what, Mo? Let me, based on what he just said, let me ask you something, man. And maybe I'm missing something here, because we've had this conversation in the shop, and I've had this conversation outside the shop. I get where Gully is going with that. They need more time to gel. Are we saying that because it's the NBA, or are we saying it because it's basketball? And here's why I say that. Basketball, if the formula is basketball, excuse me for being sounding almost redundant there. If I go to the park, Mo, I got winners, and I pick 4 the loser, the team that lost. I pick 4. And then now, from that point on, we beat the team that's been running all day up until I got winners, and now we the team that's taking over running for the rest of the day. I ain't never played with them guys. So how much does chemistry really weigh? Or are you telling me it weighs a lot because it's the NBA? I thought it was just basketball. Help me out, Mo.
Well, in that situation, that's a situation. You're picking up a couple guys and you're running. You're on the court. You're just running. You're just playing. But speaking to Gully's point, you do need more time when you're trying to build something that you want it to last. You want it to last a little longer. You want not 1 championship. You want maybe 2 championships. You want your guys to gel, and you want them to gel. They do need time in the NBA.
Okay,
now, in the street game, you walk on the court. You walk on the court, you see three or four guys, you pick them up, y'all get to running, great. But who knows? Can y'all be coached? Will y'all be willing to play secondary to each other? So you do need to gel.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You do need to gel because this is longevity. This is not just coming to the court and we playing a pickup game. We won 2 games, and because I just picked you guys that we won 2 games. No, we talking about winning 4 games. We talking about winning a championship. So yeah, this is longevity. Yeah, they do need to gel. I agree with that.
Okay, so then let me ask you this then. In that closeout game, late in the game, in the fourth quarter, somewhere around about the 3:30, 3:42 mark, I'm extra focused, if you would. You know me, Mo. It's your shot selection, especially when you're in the bonus offensively. What do you do in your execution? Because that's winning basketball. Just because you put up a lot of points, that don't necessarily equate to winning basketball. Would you agree with that?
Look at James Harden.
Okay. Second, we always put the blame on coaches. Anytime a team don't do what folks expect it to do, the first thing out of folks' mouth is, it's the coaching. It's the coaching. Well, then if that's true, then how too, or at the same time, can it be true that the players have a high IQ? Because in that game, I watched Joel Embiid. And matter of fact, if you watch that game like I watched that game, and you in that instance listen to the announcers, Greg Anthony being one of them, he said it over and over again. I don't understand why Embiid is not demanding the ball in the post. The steal that Kyle Lowry got off Embiid, who was camped out at the 3, it's just basketball to me, Mo. Why wasn't Embiid down there? Do he need his coach to tell him to go down there? Or if he got a high IQ, shouldn't he say, hey, you know what, man? Give me the ball on the block. Because if I'm not mistaken, Shaq used to do that. Even Brad Daugherty used to do that. Rick Smits, Larry Kostowiak. Huh? John Koncak even.
Yeah, your coach a good coach is going to be able to communicate with you and get you to do the things that he needs you to do. A good coach will find a way, whether he may not have to yell at you, some way he's going to find a way to get you to do the things that he needs you to do. I mean, Pat Riley got Shaq. I mean, not Pat Riley. Phil Jackson
that's too many uhs.
Well, one more. Your auntie. So we got. That's what she really is. But we got. When you got a good coach that has knowledge of the game and he's willing to pass his knowledge to his players, and a player has to recognize a coach has good knowledge. That's why we want LeBron to play or be coached by some of those old school coaches that we know of, because we knew they had
correction.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Hold
because
on.
That's the problem we have with LeBron. He doesn't want to coach it that way.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
Man, at the end of the day, ain't no we want LeBron to be coached by nothing. You want him to be coached, Mo.
Well, I already know he's the best, so he really don't have to be. I can coach him. So I'll coach him. It's no big deal. I mean, he's already the best. So let me get back to my point in the fact that what I was saying was
about them
we
third
wanted
graders that was stealing Chick-fil-A.
They didn't get caught. They did eat. So what I want to say is that when we find a coach, we want LeBron. We want to see if LeBron is willing to listen to one of those type of coaches. And Frank Vogel is one of those type of coaches. He's probably, like you said, other than Spoelstra, he's probably the closest to get to that. So, yes, Frank Vogel is an old school dude. He understands old school basketball. So we will see now if LeBron's willing to accept that, which I think he will, because I don't think he has any problem with it. I think now that he has some championships up under his belt, I think now that he is the NBA, he is the All-Star, that he can take a back seat to some things. Now he can say, well, let me just take it easy right now because I've reached my peak. But, yes, I think –
I ain't reached no peak. His load management is broke.
Man, listen.
Playoff mode deactivated. Power Rangers, go. Voltron, Blue Ranger.
Listen, did you see that? Well, we won't even go into stats. Let me let
please
you
don't. No,
show.
not on this show. Not on this show. No.
But Gully, you don't think LeBron could be coached, Tom?
It's not. Do I think he can? It's
didn't he already answer that?
And this is the problem. Yeah, this is the problem. This is why Mo, this is why you and I agree. I'm surprised that the Lakers hired, unless this is a sign that maybe LeBron James ain't gonna stay too long. If this works, if this is more than a season and they're both there, I'm surprised. That because I believe he is the coach with the type of pedigree and the credentials that we think that a LeBron James type player needs in order to reach that next or sustain that level of success. That's what I think. That's why I'm surprised by it.
And once again, if you're up and around and you're out and about and you want to give us a shout, we are in the last half hour or whatever it is, few minutes basically of the show. That number to call is area code 267-687-0026. Once again, that number is area code 267-687-0026. Go ahead, Mo. You were getting ready to say something? Probably didn't wait nothing. Yeah, I felt
no.
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, what I wanted to add to the situation is this fact that I believe that LeBron James was willing to let this guy coach him. I mean, he really, to tell you the truth, he got a lot to prove again. LeBron James has a lot to prove again. First, coming out of high school, he had to prove that he was going to be the all-star that he is. Now going to the Lakers, he has to reapprove himself again to show, okay, everyone's want to doubt me again, so let me show them again. Frank Vogel, come on and coach me. Okay, Jason Kidd, let's have a conversation. But let's get deep into the playoffs. I'm excited about this because he has more to prove again. He has more to prove. I love it. I love it. I really love it.
Slow down, Kimosabi. All right, let's talk about the shot heard around the world. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I should have had a laugh track on here. Because what he just said was real funny. The shot heard around the world. We just talked about the Sixers, of course, and the shot that Kawhi Leonard hit. Double J, I'm asking you, was Kawhi's shot luck, as some say, or was it more playoff experience and skill?
So the way he sat there, we're a future Drake cover. As, he.
Mo don't like Kawhi Leonard, but go ahead.
Who don't like Kawhi Leonard?
The owl whose feet don't fit no limbs. Go ahead, Double J. Finish your thought. Stop interrupting, Maurice.
Ultimately, you've taken that jumper thousands, maybe tens of thousands of times, and again, the luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And the basketball gods were with him on that one.
Okay, Gully, go ahead, have your say. Was it luck?
Was it luck? No. I mean, it took a bounce. I mean, it was the shot that he needed to take. I don't know about it. I totally dismiss the idea of any shot being shot from beyond below half court being luck. Luck is what you do at the end of regulation when you just put up a. That's not luck. That's skill. Does it matter?
Unless you're Lillard or Steph Curry. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that was skill. I mean, because you don't always make it. So is any shot skill or lucky? And they have a half a chance 50% chance of any shot. Is any shot skill or lucky by that point? This is no exception to that rule.
Mo, what you say?
I say it was a skilled shot. It was a shot that he knew he had to get to that spot. He felt Embiid on him. He saw him. He arched it up. I mean, if you look at the shot, he put an arch on it. If he'd have just shot a regular shot, it was blocked. So he knew he in his mind, it was a basketball move. He got to that corner. He said, I got to put this up. Now, it was a lucky bounce, but it was a shooter's shot. He shot the ball, put the rotation on it.
Say that again, Mo. It was a what?
It was a shooter's shot. It had the right rotation. It went the right way. It bounced. It was a lucky bounce, but it was a shooter's shot. That's what it was. He did a good job at that. I mean, and B, what happened in that situation, if you want to know.
Don't steal my thunder.
Defense.
Dag nabbit, okay, I was just getting ready to say that. Dag nabbit. Well, I'm going to say it anyway. Now, don't tell me what to tell me, Mo. You don't tell me nothing on here.
I know this is your show.
Yeah, it ain't your show. You don't tell me nothing about nothing and nobody else. And don't say it again either. You hear what I say?
I hear you say it's Mo Sports. Let's go.
Yeah. And Helen. Anyway, I was just getting ready to say that, though, real talk. If you look at the play, I forget who was – when Kawhi first started his dribble off the inbound, who was that was with him initially? Was it Ben Simmons?
Yes.
Okay, it was Ben Simmons. Thank you. Out of all that jaw jacking Mo doing, that's the first time what you on a delay over there or something? Man, wake up, nah. Yeah, initially it was Ben Simmons. On the Obama phone, got you. Yeah, we heard that already. Initially it was Ben Simmons that started out on defensively on the drive as he was going to his right. After a certain point past the foul line, when Kawhi was going to that corner, Embiid made a textbook, if I can say it in this instance, mistake. Him being the secondary defender, you start to the player because you feel like your teammate is getting beat. But when you on the way to starting to the player, you have to then roll down to the baseline. Am I right, Mo?
Yeah.
He should have cut off the baseline. That's the rule. That's basketball number one. But, you know, everybody want to shoot chick-digging long ball threes. You know what I mean? They think that, all of this, what threes is what mattered most in winning and losing the game, or the outcome there, I should say. But, Embiid rolled Kawhi Leonard along with Ben Simmons. And once he got both of them guys on his hip, at that point, before the shot was taken, really the shot was already, he knew what shot he was taking. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. First thing I would have done, I agree with that. But, what they're saying was this. Even if Embiid would have cut him off, he was going to split the middle. He was going to split Simmons and Embiid for the easier shot.
Yeah,
so
but wait
he
a
drove
minute.
him to the hardest. He
Wait a
drove
minute,
him to the hardest shot. He drove him to the.
If Embiid hadn't have did what he did, basically a lot of people blaming Ben Simmons for getting cut off by Embiid. Embiid got in Simmons' way.
Exactly.
It wasn't going to be cut off. I'm sorry, I didn't know if that was you was about to say. My bad, man. Let me go ahead and mute myself.
No.
You go ahead.
You good?
You go ahead, Gully. Your shoes on the wrong feet too, Gully. Go ahead. You go ahead, Gully. I appreciate that. Go ahead, help me out.
Mo, hold it. Mo, what I say to you at the beginning of this? What did I tell you? I said be a passer.
Gully, go ahead, Gully. I'm listening to Gully. I want to listen to somebody got some sense. Gully, go ahead and make your point.
Gully,
so it was well intended. I think Embiid's length, he recovered. I guess he made in football. I was told if you're gonna make a mistake, make a hard one. Don't make one and pass off. And to his credit, Embiid stayed with Kawhi, and Kawhi made remarkable adjustments for that. But the problem was he cut Ben Simmons off. Ben Simmons was supposed to trail, like you say, Jay. He was supposed to make that cut and then go to the basket, not follow Kawhi. And Ben Simmons had nowhere to go.
Well, if you notice,
right.
For most people don't realize this, but if you look at the area, just to picture yourself standing at the free throw line like you're getting ready to shoot free throws. The lines that go down the side of the free throw line to the baseline, you're taught as a defender when a player in Kawhi's situation is making that drive and you're that secondary defender, you get to that little elbow at the free throw line, that little L shape, and you go down that line to the baseline. You follow that line down to the baseline. It's not that line; those lines are not on either side of the foul line. If you want to call it, if you all are picturing getting this vision or whatever it is, the visual. It's not just for players who stand on the other teams waiting for a rebound in case a free throw is missed. Those lines serve multiple purposes. And on defense, in Embiid's case, when he went across the free throw line, so to speak, at that point, he was supposed to go rotate down to the baseline, and he did not. He continued on to the player. Double J, what did you say?
I'm going to have to agree with you guys there on the fact that it was somewhat played to perfection, and ultimately he got the matchup he was looking for and made the most of it. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's why I don't believe it was a lucky shot at all. It was something that he got, if anything, just simply a lucky bounce. But that's a shot he would have taken 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, Mo, I got to give you credit, Mo. The way you said that, you know what I'm saying? You added a nice little element to the program today, man. I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate having you on today, man. Huh?
I appreciate it, man. And you know what? Tell your auntie I'm giving out free mustache lineups. I'm giving out free mustache lineups to anybody that's 6'6" with big, broad shoulders. So bring your auntie on down to today's cutting style. I line her mustache up and pluck the hairs off her chest. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Hey, I know she's 6'6".
Yeah, y'all see what I got to deal with on a daily basis. Y'all see where I get my chops at, right? If you come into today's kind of style and you can't hold your own, you might as well go down the street to Chick-fil-A, or better yet, Popeyes or Chicken and Biscuits. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now, moving forward or moving on, let's go back to this Blazers-Warriors game 1, and I'm asking you all this question. Let's go around the room here. In your opinion, who are the key players? Don't matter which team in tonight's matchup. Gully, I'll start with you.
Iguodala and Livingston.
Okay. Double J, what about you?
Going Draymond Green and C.J. McCollum.
Ah, nice choices. Mo, what about you?
I think the backcourt. I think both backcourts.
Wow, really? All this time, we've been on for an hour and 30 minutes. And that's all you got to say for that one?
Well, I'm on minutes right now. My phone. I'm on Obama minutes, so I'm using up all my minutes.
Yeah, got you. All right, yeah. I say Enes Kanter, am I saying that right? Yeah, and Myers Leonard. And here's why. Golden State is champion, tried and true, no doubt about it. They know how to win. Scrappy or running away. Excuse me, and all points in between. But I've seen something in them that's very eyebrow-raising. With Myers Leonard and Kantner, of course he's no Nurkic, Portland should start off handing Marshawn Lynch the ball. Attacking that interior. Anybody disagree? Deuce, go.
I totally agree.
Get out of what you normally, because, Dame is Dame, and CJ, to me, got the best floor game in the NBA, bar none. And no disrespect to Curry and Clay and none of that, because I think this is going to be a barn burner. You know what I mean? We're going to see a backcourt blitz is what I think we're going to see. But for the most part, I wouldn't start the game off taking threes or not even mid-range. And I know Myers Leonard ain't what Nurkic is or Joker or none of. He's not your traditional typical center. He probably ain't even a Capella, to be honest with you. Kantner, he do got a little bit more of a skill set. I would find a way. Both of them, I'm going to them. I'm going to both of them guys inside first. I don't care. Make a miss. I'm trying to get some early fouls. And to me, if Golden State has a susceptibility, vocabulary.com, I think it's on the interior. Anybody agree or disagree? Who want to go first?
I hate to agree with you.
I know you do.
I hate to agree with you. I really do, but I'm going to agree with you just to leave it at that. But one other thing, I gotta get ready to go, guys. I gotta get off this phone here.
Yeah, we getting ready to end too here in a minute, man. We appreciate having you on. But what you got to say? Go ahead.
Well, actually, I gotta get off the phone. I got to. I'm at work. I got to get off.
Okay, got you, Mo. Well, hey, everybody, say congratulations. Thank Mo for being on the show, and I say congratulations because I finally let him on the show today. I just want to let y'all know we appreciate having you, Mo. You gonna join us again sometime?
I will. Gully, will you have me back, Gully? Will you have me back, Gully and Double J? Will you have me back?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. We will be back. We will be back. I will be back. Thank you very much.
Okay, go get the coffee and the donuts. Bye.
You hear that, Jay? He ain't asked you. He asked us. You hear that, Double J? He asked us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Mo. That's my man, Mo Sports. Now, we've been going at it in the barbershop for about the last 20 years. He will definitely be back on hopefully more frequently. I've been trying to get him on for the longest. But, yeah, man, the last question or the last topic we have of this show, and, again, boy, we've been rolling, man. I appreciate this. I have to ask of both of you all, now that Mo's gone, and, again, we want to thank Mo for joining us. The Mavs, Kristaps Porzingis, was involved in what they are terming or calling a bloody altercation in Latvia. And I'm asking this question. Is Kristaps the new Thugnificent? No.
I'll take this one first. You're severely underestimating Europe. You know, we now, albeit I'm someone from Detroit, and when I traveled over there, I underestimated it. Now it's not what if anybody has it rough, we did in the Rust Belt. You know, between Cleveland, Columbus, Detroit, Chicago, we understand we got it worse because if we were to go over to Compton, it looks like, palm trees and much better houses than the bombs that are dropped in the Midwest, or what appears to be. But if you go over there, in certain areas, it looks eerily reminiscent to what we're used to. And so with him being a superstar, he is no different than any of what our superstars occasionally, we talked about Elton Brand a little earlier. There's the other individual that, again, was from Chicago that played for the Bulls. Was it Curry? Eddie Curry?
Yeah. Wow. Eddie Curry. That's
so, Antoine Walker, people will check you. They will think, okay, just because you're a superstar, you don't walk around our block anymore because you're not like us anymore.
Oh, got you. So he had to throw them hands then, huh? Thugnificent for the unicorn. I like Thugnificent better. Gully, what about you? Is he Thugnificent?
Well, he had the bloody shirt. I don't know if he won that one. I don't know. But what it does mean is...
It don't mean that he lost it either.
To your point. Yeah, that's true. It does mean that he got down. And if he got down in Latvia, imagine, he's not going to be a pushover on the court. Which, hey, that bodes well for the Mavericks if he intends to sign for the long term, and if he's on the court. So, hey, I don't see this as a bad thing for him or the team that picks him.
All right. Well, now that it's 8:38, so the NBA draft lottery is starting, and that is our cue to get up on out of here. And on that note, it's been fun, but we got to run. We appreciate y'all for listening. Don't forget to check us out right here on the Spreaker.com network. You go to the search box and you type in the Shop Report, or you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, and, of course, via email, the shopreport365@gmail.com, Spotify, and we will be sooner rather than later, back on Google Play. And if that don't work, you can Google it. For my guest, Mo Sports, Double J, and as always, D. Gully, and all those who follow us on social media, we say thank you for your support. I'm Barbershop J, and you've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-in is always welcome. Holla.